could yet see Anthony leave on deadline day, but his proposed move to Real Betis is still in the balance over the money involved. Newcastle
talk about Manchester United, and we spoke about it a bit earlier. We're talking about this game between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. The goalkeeper, the Villa goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez, not in the squad at all for this game. I think we can hear, can we, from Unai Emery. This is what he had to say before the game when he was asked the question why Martinez was not in the squad.
Bisotto. Marco Bisotto.
Where is Martinez, though?
Marco Bisotto.
Will he be your future goalkeeper?
Marco Bisotto.
I've not seen that.
So, 2 words, Mark. Marco Bisotto.
Marco Bisotto.
Where are we with Emiliano Martinez then? Because it looks pretty significant that he's not involved at all tonight.
Marco Bisotto. Marco Bisotto. I know you've had your questions. Thank you very much. Yeah.
He was nabbing me then. I was wondering what's happening here.
You know, it amuses me when I see that kind of a situation. Juliet Farrington just trying to ask the questions that the Aston Villa fans want the answers to. This is a goalkeeper they've had a huge relationship with, who's been a big part of their success. He's had huge personal success as well in the game over the last few years. There's been all this speculation throughout the course of the summer. Is he going to Manchester United? Is he moving on? Is he going to be Villa's number one? And we're just trying to find out the answers for the fans. And we want to know what's going to happen. The fact that he's not involved with this Aston Villa side would suggest there is a possibility he could be heading to Old Trafford. We know that Manchester United are in the market for a goalkeeper. There's been a couple of names on their radar. What happens over the next 24 hours or so, we don't know. But I think it's very clear that Unai Emery has a new number one at Aston Villa and that there is a chance that Emi Martinez ends up at Old Trafford.
Just on the goalkeeping situation at Manchester United, we are told that internal discussions at Manchester United over their next steps with regard to signing a goalkeeper are continuing. You mentioned the other option that they have. His name, Sané Lammens. He's from Royal Antwerp. Aston Villa, we think that they made an inquiry yesterday, but they haven't pursued it. And Emiliano Martinez, of course, is another player who United are interested in. We are told that both keepers are keen on a move to Old Trafford. Martinez has had other offers, but it's thought he is waiting on Manchester United. Now, one source has also told us that United have explored the conditions of a deal for Martinez while talks continue with Royal Antwerp over Lammens. So it's a case of trying to keep both pots boiling and then deciding which one they are going to go for, Manchester United, because Galatasaray also pushing for Sané Lammens as well. And United, as they have been practicing throughout this transfer window, they do not want to get embroiled into a bidding war. Both potential deals are, however, thought to be complicated. And so, given the time left in the window, there is still a chance, Asmir, that United won't sign a keeper before the deadline. If they do, and you were holding the purse strings at Manchester United, you were in the recruitment team at Manchester United, who would you go for, Martinez or Lammens?
Yeah, I think you have to go for Emi Martinez. I think they've had, a few issues in trying to replace David De Gea for quite some time now. They've tried different goalkeepers, different situations, and really gone for goalkeepers who are improving in the Premier League. So I think if you get the chance to sign an Emi Martinez, who's Premier League proven, been here for many years, played so many games at a high level, done incredibly well for Argentina, I think it would be that statement signing in that position that they really need. And I think he's one that can be there for the next few years and hopefully provide some stability, because it hasn't quite worked out for the goalkeepers that have come over the last few years.
Yeah, let's get to one of the stories that you have been following, Gianluca, and that is, of course, Rasmus Højlund. You've been following him around very closely, haven't you, and his move to Napoli. Tell us where we are exactly as it stands right now with that deal.
Rasmus Højlund is in Napoli now, so he had medicals this morning in Roma because Napoli has always and usually his medicals players in Roma, and now the clubs and the agents of the player are finalizing.
Saliba was a notable absentee from the matchday squad for the final pre-season friendly against Wolfsburg on Saturday. The midfielder has not played for Brighton in the last 4 pre-season friendlies due to a knee injury, picked up during Albion's training camp in Marbella. The club remain adamant that he is not for sale. Maybe some of Manchester United's players are attractive to Brighton, for example. With the players Manchester United are trying to move on, they'll likely to have to take a wage cut like Marcus Rashford did as well. And the agents as well, they'll have to take less than maybe they would have hoped for, but this will all be trading well see in the next few weeks. Transfer expert David Ornstein also spoke about the saga on the Athletics Week in Football show. He said we reported that United, via intermediaries, had made contact with Brighton to explore the conditions of a potential deal for Saliba. He's a hell of a good player. Due to the finances involved, Ornstein said a transfer this summer